morning everyone. So welcome back to my channel Visionary Vibes. We'll start with today's lecture. Okay, so keep learning and keep going. Okay, so today we are going to start with free fall. Today we are going to start with free fall. Now what is free fall? When the object falls under the influence of only gravity, it is called as free fall. Okay, so the perfect free fall, the true free fall, it is only possible in vacuum. It is only possible in vacuum. So we know that the force of gravity due to the earth acts on each and every object when we hold. Okay, when we hold the stone. So when we hold the stone, what happens that with our force, that our stone is in our hand. Okay, so with our force, with that force, the stone is not falling down. When we release the stone from the hand, at that time what happens, the stone falls under the influence of the gravity only. Okay, so once we release the stone from our hand, the only force the stone acts on the stone, it is what? It is the gravitational force. Okay, so whenever an object moves under the influence of gravity alone, it is said to be falling freely. Thus the released stone in a free fall. Hmm? So in the free fall, the initial velocity of the object is what? It is always zero and goes on increasing due to acceleration due to gravity. I told you that A is equal to G, acceleration due to gravity of the earth. So during the free fall, the friction force due to the air opposes the motion of the objects and buoyant force. Now what is buoyant force? See, when you drop something in water. Okay, now if you just fill the water half and drop into the water, in the bucket of water, does it go directly to down? No, there is, see, due to gravitational force, there is, it is pulling downwards, but there is one buoyant force which is pulling it upwards. So that is the buoyant force. Okay, so during the free fall, the friction of the frictional force due to the air opposes the motion of the object, and a buoyant force also acts on the object. Thus the true free fall, it is only possible in vacuum, only possible in vacuum. So for a object, freely falling object, so for a freely falling object, okay, the velocity on reaching the ground and the time taken for it can be calculated by using the Newton's laws of equations of motion. Now which are these laws of equation of motion, we will see. Okay, so for the free fall, the initial velocity is what? It is always zero because the object starts from the rest. So it is what? It is zero. And the acceleration due to gravity, what is it? Is what? It is A is equal to G. Thus we can write the equation as first. Okay, what I told you. Okay, so what I told you, A is equal to, object is always starting from the rest, so U is equal to 0, and acceleration is what? Acceleration due to gravity, so A is equal to G. Now using this we can write the equations as follows. Okay, Newton's equations as follows. Okay, so Newton's equation of motion. Okay, now if you remember first equation, what is the first equation? V is equal to U plus AT. V is equal to U plus AT. Here what is U? U is equal to 0. So it, and A is equal to G. So V is equal to GT. It is our first equation of motion. Okay, now second equation of motion. What is it? S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Okay, but here what is U? U is 0 over here. Multiply by T, half. What is A? A is equal to G, GT square. So it becomes what? 0 plus half GT square, which is equal to half GT square. So this is the Newton's second equation of motion. Now third. Which is third one? Third equation of motion is V is equal to U square plus 2AS. With third equation of motion, V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. So here again what is our U? U is 0 over here. So 0 square plus 2. A is equal to G. So 2GS. So it becomes V is equal to 2GS. So these are the three Newton's equations of the motion. So for calculating the motion of any object thrown upwards, acceleration is negative. For to calculate the motion Okay, when a object is thrown upwards, so acceleration will be what? It will be negative. That is in the direction to the velocity and is taken to be as minus g. क्या उसे हम लोग लेंगे? Minus g. The magnitude of g is same. Okay, the magnitude of g is same, but the velocity of the object decreases. Why it decreases? It decreases because of the negative acceleration. Okay, the moon and the artificial satellites, the moon and the artificial satellite, do they fall on the ground? No. Why? Because they the artificial satellites, so they does not flow, they does not fall on the earth. Why? Because they are following the earth's gravitational force. The moon and the artificial satellites are moving under the influence of the gravitational field of the earth. Okay, thus they are in the free fall. They are in the free fall. Means what? Why they do not fall on the earth? See, they are at a point, they are placed at a point where the space, okay, where the upward pull and the downward pull, okay, both are balanced, so they revolve in the perfectly in that position only. Okay, now the value of g is same for all objects. The value of g is what? Same for all objects and at a given place on the earth. Thus any two objects, irrespective of their masses and any other properties, when dropped from the same height and falling freely, will reach the earth at the same time. So Galileo is said to have the perform an experiment based on this in the century 1590. Okay, in what? In the Italian city of Pisa. Okay, Pisa, Pisa. So he dropped the spears of different masses from the leaning tower of Pisa, okay, to demonstrate that both spears reached the ground at the same time. Okay, आई बातें यहाँ तक आपको समझ में? So when we drop a feather and a heavy stone, what will happen? The feather will come very slowly. The stone will fall very fast. Now what is the reason behind that? The reason behind that is that when the feather is falling down, one buoyant force is also it is just pulling it upwards and gravitational force pulling it downwards. So because of that, it is falling directly slowly to the ground. But if you see the stone, okay, the mass is more. So the buoyant force does not act so much on the stone with as respect to the feather. Okay, so because of that, stone falls freely under the influence of the gravitational force only. Hope so you understood about the free fall. Now we will solve the numericals based on this. Okay, so see which is a numerical. An iron ball of mass 3 kg. So what is given over here? What is given over here? Mass. Okay, what is mass? Mass is 3 kg. Okay, released from a height of 125 meter. Okay, so here 125 meter. Then falls freely to the ground, assuming that the value of g is given what? 10 meter per second square. Now here what is g? A is equal to g. What is g over here? It is acceleration due to gravity, which is equal to 10 meter per second square. It is acceleration due to gravity, which is equal to 10 meter per second square. Okay, so given what? Given mass is equal to 3 kg, m is equal to 3 kg, distance, that means displacement, is equal to 125 meter, and acceleration due to gravity, that is 10 meter per second square. Now here, okay, by using the Newton's second law of motion, we are going to solve this. Okay, using Newton's second law of motion. So what is Newton's second law of motion? As I wrote over there, S is equal to ut plus half at square. So S is equal to ut plus half at square. Now what is u over here? What is u over here? It is starting from rest. So u is what? 0. But before writing it, we got S over here. S is what? 125. Displacement we got 125 meter. U is 0. Half A into G is what? A is equal to G. So it is what? 10. And what time we got? Okay. So what is the time we got? We didn't got any time. So we are going to find the time into T square. Okay. So 125 is equal to half. Okay. So can I directly multiply? 1 into 10 becomes 10 T square. Okay. So 125 is equal to 1 are 2 5s are is equal to 5T square. So 125 upon 5 is equal to T square. So it becomes what? T square becomes 25. So T is equal to under root 25. So T is equal to 5. 5 what? 5 seconds. Okay. So T is equal to 5 seconds. So the ball takes 5 seconds to reach the ground. Is it clear? Okay. Now, second part. Now we'll just see the second part. Now what is second part? What is second part? The velocity of the ball on reaching the ground. Now you are going to find out the velocity of ball reaching the ground. For here we are going to use the Newton's first law of motion. Okay. So now Newton's according to Newton's first law. Now what was first law which I told you? It was V is equal to U plus AT. Okay. So V is equal to, what is U? U is 0. A is equal to G. So A is what? A is 10. And what T we got? We got 5. So V is equal to what? 10 5s are 50. 50 what? 50 meter per second. What will be 50? It will be 50 meter per second. So here what we got? We got velocity over here. Is it clear? Second part. Now third, what is it? The height of the ball at half the time it takes to reach the ground. Height of the ball at half time. Okay. So half time, T is equal to, now when we solve the third part, for third part what is required? T is equal to what? Half of time. So what is the time over here? 5. So half of time it will be 5 upon 2. Half of time it will be what? 5 upon 2 what? 5 upon 2 seconds. 5 upon 2 seconds. Now ball height at this time is what? S. That is what? Displacement. So ball height it is what? It will be S. It will be S. The ball's height at this time it will be at S. So according to Newton's second law of equation. Okay. Now here ball height, it is what? It is a displacement which is given by S. Now according to Newton's second equation. Okay. According to Newton's second equation of motion, law of motion, equation of motion, it's one and the same thing. Okay. So what is that? S is equal to ut plus half at square. Okay. So S is what over here? S is what? S we are going to find out. Since it is starting from what? It is starting from the rest. So here you will be what? You will be 0. You will be 0. Okay. Now multiply by T. T will what will be the T? T will again be 0. T will again be 0. What is T over here? 2.5. Okay. 5 upon 2. So it will be what? 2.5 seconds. It will be what? I'll just write over here 2.5 seconds. Okay. So this multiply by 2.5 it will be 0 plus half. What is A? What is A given over here? Acceleration due to gravity, it is 10. Okay. Into T square. What T we got over here? 2.5. Okay. So 2.5 the whole square. So when we solve this, 0 plus half, okay, 10 multiplied by 2.5 the whole square, it becomes what? It becomes 6. Okay. So S is equal to 2 1s are 2 5s are. Okay. S is equal to 2 1s are 2 5s are. Okay. So it becomes 2 1s are 2 5s are 10. So 5 into 6.25. So you can see the answer. 5 5 are 25, 2 5 2 are 12, 5 2 are 10 plus 2 12, 1 carry, 5 6 are 30 plus 1 31. So S is what? 3.31.25 meters. Is it clear? Okay. Now, thus the height of the ball half the time. Okay. Height of the ball of the half time. It will be what? It will be 125 minus 31.25. Okay. So it will be what? 125 meters, which was initial. Okay. Minus 31.25. So what answer we are going to get? Okay. We are going to get around. So here 93.75 meter. Okay. So here we are going to get height is what? 93.75 meters. Is it clear? Okay. Is the numerical very clear to you? Okay. Hope so. If you understood, we'll just move towards the next numerical. Okay. Now we'll see the second numerical. Okay. A tennis ball is thrown upward and reaches the height of 4.5 meter. Okay. At 4.5 meter. Before coming down, what is its initial velocity? How much total time will it take to come down, assuming g is equal to 10 meter per second square. Okay. So for the upward motion of the ball, the final velocity of the ball will be what? It will be v. Okay. For the upward motion. So what is given over here? Okay. For the upward motion, the velocity of ball will be what? It will be v will be 0. Okay. So here v will be 0. Now, distance travelled by the ball. Distance travelled by the ball. How much distance is travelled? Okay. How much is travelled? S is equal to what? 4.05 meter. Is equal to 4.05 meter. So, distance travelled by ball, it is given by 4.05 meter. Now, acceleration. Acceleration due to gravity, it is what? It is 10 meter per second square, which is already given. Is it clear? Now here we are going to use Newton's third law of motion. Now, using Newton's third law of motion. Now, which is the third law of motion? V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. Now here, what is V over here? Okay, what is V? V is 0. V is 0. 0 square. Okay. Now, what is u over here? U square you are going to find out, because you are going to find out the initial velocity. Okay. Initial velocity plus 2. Acceleration due to g is what? Acceleration due to gravity, which is 10. And displacement, I told you, s is equal to 4.05. So, when you solve this, what you are going to get? Now, here, as the ball is thrown up, so here acceleration due to gravity, it will be minus. Okay, this will be minus. Why? Because ball is thrown vertically upwards, so it will be minus over here. Okay, so here 2 into 10, 2 into minus 10 becomes what? It becomes c. It becomes u square plus minus 20 into 4.05. Okay, so u square plus 20 minus 20 into 4.05. Okay, so if we solve that, what we'll get? We will just solve and see. Okay, 24 is 80 c. So 20 into 4.05, it becomes 81. So what it becomes? It becomes 81. Okay. So what answer we are getting? We are getting 81. Okay. So u square is equal to, but 81 will be what? It will be minus 81. Okay. So when we'll shift u on the other side, or we'll do a thing. U square is equal to u square. Okay, is equal to minus 81. So here when we shift over here, it will be become what? It will become minus. So minus and minus, it will get cancelled. So u square will be 81. So u is equal to under root 81. So u is equal to 9. So initial velocity, it will be what? It will be 9 meter per second. Okay. Is it clear? Okay. Now let us consider the downward motion of the ball. Suppose the ball takes takes how much seconds? We'll see the time, how much seconds we are taking it, total time. Okay, so it is given by how much total time will it take. That means you are going to find the total time when it is coming down. So here again what we are going to use, a is equal to g, it is what? Minus s according to the second law of motion. Now here what we are going to use, we are going to use the Newton's second law of motion. Okay, here total time will it take to come down. Here what you are going to find, you are going to find the t in the second part. Okay, now what we are using, we are using the Newton's second law of motion. So according to Newton's second law of motion, okay, so which is second law of motion? S is equal to ut plus half at square. S is equal to ut plus half at square. Now here S we know it is what? It is 4.05. Okay, u we got it from here, it is 9. Okay, do we know t? Okay, does we know t? We don't know. Okay, so here starting from the u is what? 0, because starting from the rest. Okay, so t half into a is what? A is g. What is g? 10. And t square we are going to find it out. Is it clear? Okay, see the second part. How much time? See, a tennis ball is thrown up and reaches a height of 4.5 meter before coming down. What is its initial velocity, which we had found out? Okay, now this was the initial velocity we had found out. How much time, how much total time will it take to come down? Okay, again the initial velocity will be, it will become what? It will become 0. So 0, 4.5 into 0 into t, half into 10 into t square. So 4.05 is equal to half into 10 t square. So 4.05 is equal to 5 t square. Okay, so t square is equal to 4.05 upon 5. So it comes near about 2.0. Okay, so when you solve this, okay, 4.05 upon 5t square. So what answer you are getting? It is near about 0.81. Okay, what you get? You get 0.81. Okay, so here t square is equal to 0.81. Okay, so t is equal to what? T square is equal to 0.81. So t is equal to under root 0.81. So t is equal to 0.9 second. So how much time it will take? It will take 0.9 second. Okay, to reach the ground. Is it clear? Okay, so hope so you understood till here how much time it will take to come down. Okay, so thus the total time taken. Now total time taken when it is going up and coming down, so that part it is what? It is considered. Okay, total time taken. Now this t is equal to 0.9 per 9 second. That is only going up. Again for coming down, it will be multiplied by 2. So it will be multiplied by 2 into 0.9, which becomes 1.8 second. So which will become 1.8 second. So hope so you understood today's free fall and numericals based on the free fall. Okay, so see you in next lecture. Okay, so hope so if you understand my lecture, please subscribe my channel and press the like button. Thank you.